Thank you, Father, for all things. Your timing is not our timing. Our time is just completely off. You always pour out a just measure in the end. No matter what, it will be hados. It will equate and be in the same narrow way. So has to be equal hados. So I just come give a little bit of an update. The county said get out. They'll cut me a sweetheart deal if I leave the county and get out. So that just shows all along that all they've been trying to do is get rid of me. So I had been a little bit of a time. The attorney has been busy doing some things in Klamath County, but he did speak with briefly, he said, with the pastor is not happy about this, obviously, because it's a laugh. It's a slap in the face because it shows me again that I'm correct. So if I leave, they'll cut a deal. I'm not taking no deal. So I already told the attorney to tell them to kiss my, you know what, I'm not taking no deal. Prepare for trial. It would take you 2 years if you started preparing today. And so at minimum, he's going to put in for the change of venue. And I think in this case, it shows exactly why it should be change of venue. And there is no case. I keep pushing him to tell him, I mean, I see what he's doing. He has to, no matter whether they make an agreement or not. Yeah, just pick up and leave. Like, just pick up and leave everything, right? Well, I very well may. They have pursued the passport. They haven't pursued. I spoke again with the attorney about Josephine County's actions on threatening with me with breaking the no contact order with Elijah by doing a check to make sure that he's not in harm's way and that his well-being is, my daughter could be kidnapped. The state of Oregon already kidnapped her, so why wouldn't Marshall kidnap her? They've gotten away with it so far. So I'd spoken to him with that. I'd like to pursue charges against the state of Oregon for kidnapping my daughter. And I have asked him, and the system is down in Oregon he's trying to get some more information about my daughter and what's going on. As far as I can't have contact, but through the attorney, I can get information. So they shouldn't have done, Josephine County shouldn't have done what they done to me. That's completely illegal. And the stonewalling him, not giving him the transcripts of the telephone call, leads him, again, to not understand how they're not supposed to be doing these things. So I told him in this case, this isn't, you're just getting started and you're already seeing how this is getting dealt with. You're the attorney and you can't get any information. Why is that? Because this case is massive. So they're going to drop the case is the only option. And I made it very clear that it's not just myself, but it's Elijah's charges that'll be dropped. They already dropped the charges on Adriana because they kidnapped her. So as soon as I can get, because what he said to me, he said, well, are you selling your land? I said, yep. Because I have land up for sale. And he said, well, I spoke with the district attorney briefly, and if you're willing to relocate out of the county, they'll cut you a sweetheart deal on those new charges. I was like, nope, no deal. Uh, no, there's something. Yeah, there's something. They left something, but you can't even read it. You can't read it. It's so light because it's the third copy. There's like 13 items, a list, itemized list, of like 13 different things that were taken. I think something like that. So, but that shows the motive. If you'll just leave, we'll do something. Let us make a little money off you. I will never let them extort my merchant number. At last cost, at very last, I'll go sit in a prison for 50 years on all these charges before I ever, I'm not just going to lay down and let them do that. I told him anyways, there's no way. There's too many things were done incorrectly, from hitting in the face with a grenade at 45 seconds. There's no case. Co-counsel, and he agrees with that for sure. You can't, each defendant has to have separate counsel, separate attorney. Dan Spencer represented me, my son, and Ader. That drops this case immediately. They failed to Mirandize me. They came with a warrant but didn't Mirandize me. That they kept me there an extra week in jail illegally. Dan Spencer represented me, pleading to him, let this man out. He has no criminal record. He's a veteran. He has no risk of leaving the county. He pays taxes in this county. He's been paying them for, 10 years almost. Let this man out. He's got animals running around. He's pleading that you've ran over all his property and he doesn't know where his animals are. And the door's open, and they still kept me in there because of motive. So at the very least, it's going to be change of venue. This will not go to trial in this county. He's judicial bias is what he is filing under the change of venue, because it's not being adjudicated properly. Like I said at the beginning, I told him, I don't know why. I'm not trying to tell you what to do here, but change of venue, nice, but this doesn't go to trial. This goes to tell him to drop this. This gets lawsuit. They can't even do this case. It would take them. This case is 5 years old. Remember, told him, Paul, remember, my son's the only one to go to jail, one of 5 guys. And that's what this case is over. When they say, well, why? Because you guys, that nobody's talked about these 180 hours. And when I prove these 180 hours, this county is going to have to pay Elijah the kidnapping. This is lawsuits. You tell him, you threaten him with lawsuits. That's why, if you don't drop this case, I'll sue you. Well, that's why I'm selling the land. You're a criminal attorney. I'm looking for a civil attorney to sue the county and the state. That's why the land's up for sale. So let him know I ain't taking no deal. Never. I don't think so. No, I know so. You tell him no, absolutely. Don't ever say that to me again. I would never take a deal. So hopefully he'll go there again, and once this change of venue gets filed within the courts, they'll know that this is a serious case, and then they're not going to run. And the best thing, I told him, you tell them the best thing you can do is drop this case. I told him, Paul, if you started working today on this case, it would take you at least 2 years to prepare this case. I gave you a list of at least 30 to 40 people. They, in the discovery of YouTube, Predestined for Light, this channel, often streams from YouTube, which is monitored by law enforcement. That was on the SWAT warrant, Special Weapons and Tactics warrant. It said YouTube. Anonymous caller on YouTube says if backed into a corner, he would strike. He would protect his, go to die to keep his son from going to prison, or what was it that I would, whatever I said. It was all First Amendment is what I was using. It made it very clear for hundreds of hours that I wasn't referring to my Second Amendment. And then they came and removed my Second Amendment. So that's why I told them, you tell them to kiss my ass, because no way, they already came in and removed my Second Amendment. I still have the right of affirmative defense to protect myself under self-defense, under my Fourth Amendment. I told him, Paul, I know my rights. So that's why they're going after me. And so now, see, they said that they would make a deal if I left the county because they're tired of dealing with me. They can get a whole bunch of, they can run roughshod on these people if I wasn't here. I put the brakes on a lot of things, not just me. I mean, Father who works in me, Shiloh who works through me, has allowed this to happen. And I shouldn't even be standing here today. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm not going to continue to stand down like this. That's why I told him, you tell them change of venue, because this lawsuit will go forward. I will continue the lawsuit. So they're going to kick me out of the county. I've never bought land anywhere. I'm in my 50s and I've never bought land until I was in my 40s. And now they're going to try to run me out of here because I stood up during the COVID and stood up against the police department, stood up against the elected sheriff, and been exposing the criminal activity out here in this county since I got here. And now they want to just shoo me out of the county and say, get out of here and we'll cut you a sweetheart deal. Yeah, right. Deal. I'll take 6 felonies before I ever take any deal. I told them, once a jury sees this, they cannot convict me. They have the burden of proof, preponderance of evidence. They have to have more than enough reasonable doubt, beyond reasonable, beyond, right? That is what it is. It has to be. If there's any doubt in this case, they can't convict me. That's what I told them. They're wasting their time. They can't even take this to trial. They'll lose. Why would they take this to trial? It opens them up to criminal lawsuit. So get on that district attorney and tell him to drop this case. He ain't even looked at it. I know he hasn't. So it just shows, once again, they try to come out here and eliminate me. This action shows exactly. You'd have to be an idiot not to see that. I know some of you guys just maybe got here or something, just first time hearing what I'm saying, but you'd have to be a complete numbskull to not know that they came here and hit me in the face at any cost, shut this man up. I told that to the attorney now more than once. If he's retarded, he doesn't talk, just as long as he stops pursuing this, relentless exposure against the corruption in our county. So coming at this place with warrant without even pursuing any of the prior evidence on why, as I tell you, why would I hold my son if he didn't do the hours? I know, Tracy, so sure, that's what happens. They attack you, and now they want me to leave this property, this ministry, and pick up and go where? Well, I'm already told them I'm leaving to Ecuador anyways. I don't like this United Corporation anyways. I'm not part of this. I don't live like most people. I live off the grid. I carry all my own water. I shower, although I have on-demand hot water heater, I still use a bucket, and I shower with a bucket because that's the way I prefer to shower. It's nice to have running water, but I don't need to waste all that water. That's wasteful. I'm not wasteful like that. I use a to-go cup that somebody uses and throws in the trash can. The last one I pulled out of the trash can and washed it and rinsed it out, but it didn't last long. Last one for like 7 years. The cops broke it. So anyways, yeah, disposable cups. So get out of here. You think you're green. You think you know about Mr. Thornburg. Yeah, I know, I'm on to you. Okay, get back in the closet, Mr. Gore, So, but anyways, I'm just tired of this corporation that's just look what they did to a veteran like myself. I have an honorable discharge. That's what this attorney who was representing me, who shouldn't be representing me. You know what co-defendant is? Co-counsel. Each defendant has to have different counsel. Attorney, you can't co-counsel, different, defendants in each case. Has to have the attorney that represented my son counsel myself and my daughter. That drops the case immediately. the neglecting to Mirandize me, the right to Miranda, your Miranda right. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to remain silent. Remember, shut up. Okay. You have the right to counsel. You have the right to an attorney if you cannot afford one to be appointed to you during questioning. Do you understand these rights? I used to be a pig myself. I was a special weapons and tactics trained. I've done all this. The boot has been on this foot of mine. I have put people in cages myself without victims, so that's why I pursue this with such relentless pursuit to expose the corruption in law enforcement and the military, the corruption in the United Corporation. It's not a constitutional republic. That is a prior historical record. This has been sold out to your labor, to your debt slave that they try to, extort during that trial that they're having under your capital letter name, under your merchant number. I know these things. And it's not even constitutional. It's repugnant to the Constitution. It's not adjudicated under Title 18 under the House, Congress, and Senate. Any revised statute is criminal code is not original criminal statute under Title 18. That's the Fourth Amendment. Under your Sixth Amendment, if they're going to try you, that your right of trial is to fair and speedy trial and call witness in your favor. As I spoke with this attorney and said, look, I got a list of like 40 people. This case is 5 years old. You can't hold back discovery. When they let me out of jail after keeping me for a week extra illegally, they didn't give me all my evidence. Under discovery, right of discovery, suppression of evidence, they had to give me all the evidence in the case. Which, see, I know there's no warrant for Adriana Massey because I would have been given it all her, and they would have had to, they can't have a separate warrant. That would have been all on one warrant. They said they had a warrant for her, but they didn't. They didn't show probable cause on a warrant, and they didn't have a secret indictment, and they kidnapped her, and they got away with it. For now, I'm not going to shut up and I'm not going to go away. I'm going to take no deal. Kiss my ass. I ain't the 8.5% of people in America agreed to grab the soap and grab Bob's. Yeah, I love to try to keep this to a minimum at this point, but it's called a bargain for a reason. You agree, please extort my merchant number, my bond, my treasury, that's sold on the stock exchange, your labor, you idiots, your W-2. This is what they're doing in this corporation in America. So they hate me. They just hate this county. They brought the state of Oregon to try to shut me up. And I'm not Lavoy Finicum. So they know that. Now they've charged me with harassing the police, not society, menacing the police. I'm not a menace to society. I'm a menace to the motherfucking police. Apologize for my cursing, but they took my Second Amendment from me, and I told everybody in this channel that's what bad man orders, red flag gun law would do. Extreme risk. Because I asserted my First Amendment right, they took my Second Amendment. Now I can't even protect my animals. I'm still trying to prepare and repair all the stuff that was ruined with their armored vehicles and 20 plus men with heavily armed who came and hit me in the face with a grenade. Shot my son with his hands in the air, cooperating with them. What now? And shot him anyways. Cooperating with them. I only asking if my son was okay, had to eat a fucking grenade. They had to eat a grenade because I asked Elijah, you okay? You don't think so? Look at the warrant. This is an illegal warrant. She wasn't on the warrant. They hit me in the face. Then they managed to lob 5 tear gas canisters into this cabin. It's my little tabernacle, my temporary place of study, worship. So I'm not going to stand down. I only have my First Amendment right. They've stripped me of my Fourth, have violated my Sixth, violated my Miranda rights, violated my 14th, stripped me of my Fourth Amendment. My right to be secure in my house, papers, persons, in effect allows me to speak up, and I still have the right of affirmative defense. Under my Fourth Amendment, self-defense, I have the right to speak up and protect myself from illegal prosecution. I've been telling you that. So you know, You could protect yourself if they're going to legally, like cops don't commit crimes, judges don't commit crimes, district attorneys don't commit crimes, attorneys, yes, they do. In this case, it's from top to the bottom. So it is what it is. Life ain't Burger King. Oh, that one's upside down. Gotta go get some more work done on that one. Still healing up. So you're not going to always have it your way. When you expose these things, people are going to attack. And I know that have been attacked by this, people in this community for years, because I stand up for the right of the community, right of the Constitution, and the protected, inalienable right of the God-given right of the people. So they came here using this extreme risk because I said I would protect myself if I had to at last, would hear on this property, if they came here again to protect my animals more than anything. 5 tear gas canisters in this house that these animals had to breathe for weeks while I was sitting in jail. There is no case against Tracy Werner. These people are foolish. If they don't drop this case immediately or come out here and try to eliminate me, again, I'm not going to stand down. There's no way. Like I said to Paul, the counsel, what the hell? What about Elijah? What they did to me by calling. I know that Marshall has something to do with this. They denied me service. They cannot, when there's an open warrant, and that's why I explained to Paul, I said, how is it they can come here and SWAT this house, SWAT raid this house, not even look into any evidence with Elijah? Why is this dad holding his son? Why is he not letting us arrest him? There's an active warrant. Why is he not allowing this? Never asked that question one single time. Just came in here armed to the teeth with men with guns and hit me in the face with a grenade. Oh, I lost all my lights now. I lose any more lights, we'll be down to we're down just the headlamp, guys. So it is what it is. Life ain't Burger King once again. So I was working, doing stuff here at the farm, trying to get these ladies contained, trying to repair what these people ran over. I had containment for my animals. And it's 2 o'clock in the morning here or something, whatever. So I don't mourn, but whatever you guys call it, I still call it that every once in a while. But either way, I'm going to continue the pursuit of making sure that Elijah's charges are dropped. I'm not going to stand down. It's taken them 10, almost 11 months to put this to an attorney. And I told him immediately that's a Sixth Amendment violation. My right to fair trial and speedy trial has been violated. So there is no case here. There is no case. That's what I'm trying to explain. There is no case against me. Will be no. As soon as they looked at a jury looked at the SWAT warrant, they would not convict me. There's no conviction. And so whatever, new charges. Hey, at least I bailed myself out of jail this time. That's a first. Cost me another $4,000 that I don't have. Thankful Father has allowed me to get things sold here, and then I'm on lock again. I can't get things sold. So they do that. They attack my, means of how I make a living off the internet, buying and trading and selling and fixing things as I do and repairing and doing what it is that I do. I'm a horse trader. I'm a man of many trades, many hats, if you will. So, the change of venue, I know that. I already know that. I already did everything in the case. I ain't listening to it, but I already know that. I mean, you can repeat that. It's already been done. 12, 29, 24, we made history. We subrogated the merchant number. We put the court on notice of liability for all damages, punitive, physical, and as well as emotional damage, mental, any of those damages, a challenge to the judicial capacity of the seated clerk in the case Vandenberg, who in open court, Judge Dave's not here, Vandenberg, I had brought Kevin in open court. He said that he would continue to violate my speedy trial, Sixth Amendment fair trial, and Miranda rights. He said it in open court. He did. I can file in my own behalf a FOIA request, a Freedom of Information Act, or I could, through the attorney, file that showing that he said he would. So the case would be dropped right there. Is Bishop is saying, again, once I've gone over hundreds of times with you in this channel, unless it's in an Article 3 court, which is the only judicial court. There's 3 article courts in this corporation, one location in this corporation where they're operating under the original Title 18, which are anything that's not adjudicated through the House, Congress, and Senate. There's a reason why we have the judicial, executive, legislative process, and the democratic process is part of the original constitutional process, but it's not an executive order, is not constitutional. So that executive order is repugnant to the Constitution, just as if it's not adjudicated through the House, Congress makes the laws, not Trump, not none of these presidents. A little more teaching for you on what's going on here, while they attack a man like me and attack a man like Bishop Stoner, who's being attacked in many ways too by the government. He is. Look through his thing. You'll see he receives a hell of a time because he takes and points out the hypocrisy of this constitutional republic changed to a corporation where, yes, again, there's only one Article 3 court in the United Corporation, divided one location. They have 3 of them. There's a first administrative, third judicial, and a fourth administrative operating in which is considered a territorial, but it's still administrative. So third and one location operating under the Title 18 statutes under the original adjudication through the House, Congress, and Senate is only way to constitutionally convict me. Otherwise, it's not constitutional. It's repugnant. It's all a kangaroo court. It's all Walmart. It's all a budget. It's an act. There's over 400 actors, clerks in America fronting as men in black robe, working for the district attorney. He's not a district attorney, he's the chief of finance. That's why I called Paul the new district chief of finance. So the first time I saw him, I said, "Hey, what's up, chief of finance?" I'm not the chief of finance. Uh-oh, this guy's a leg. He don't know his ass from a hole in the ground. So administrative, this territorial court where they're charging me with these 6 felonies now because I picked up 2 more for harassing the police and menacing the police. They're trying to charge me under an executive branch, and it's not judicial. I'm not an executive. That's not, like I said, that is added to the Constitution. These were added. There's literally 400 fake fucking courts in the United Corporation. Apologize for my First Amendment. It is what it is. They've already stripped me of my second, violated my fourth, removed my fourth, violated my 14th, violated my Sixth Amendment, violated my Miranda rights, violated my 14th Amendment. I know my rights, and I'm going to continue to stand up for them, and I don't give a shit what they do to me. There's nothing they're going to do to me that Father did not write. Oh, ye be without counsel, and they will throw you in front of their magistrates and their men in their black robes and their synagogues. Do not worry what you will say. I will give you the answer. Father always does when they put me in their kangaroo facility. So it's not going to happen. Right now, they set it for some trial date, which is in July or something now, which it doesn't matter. They already violated my right under my Sixth Amendment to speedy and fair trial. Doesn't matter. Case is over. No Miranda right reading. Case is over. They had co-counsel. The counsel, Elijah's attorney, Dan Spencer, represented me many times in open court. Case dismissed. Kept me in jail for an extra week. Case dismissed. Violated, yes. That's a costing my body, keeping me here an extra week. I can, under the Tampa Bay Treasury calculator 1983, I can bill them out for all that time they had me. Yep. Times the rate of inflation times 3, these 3,049. And look, they keep cranking out 1,000. What was that? 100 days. Over $1 trillion. $1.5 trillion because, compound interest. Know anything about what's going on in this corporation? Court? Do I look like a dead man to you? I'm not a court. I'm not a statute. So they'll never be able to do what they do. They must have a clear account of what they removed from your home. Also, they copy a search warrant as all have the right to access the removed from your possession. So exactly. So when they served the warrant, they served it improperly. When the counsel Paul Palmer watched the SWAT warrant, he said all you're asking them is to communicate with you. Why are you here? As Elijah did. Why are you here? Why are you taking me? What about my 180 hours? He wasn't resisting. He was hands in the air. He's, what now? He's cooperating. He has his hands up and they still shot him. So shooting Elijah, hitting me in the face with a grenade, throwing 5 tear gas canisters, making me breathe. That I've suffered a stroke because of that. My vision is scarred for life, whatever, my retina with whatever massive big floater, whatever you want to call it, MRI. It's not, it's a big, it's not nice. It is what it is. They've literally scarred me and they can't go back and take what they've done, the bullets they put in their guns. So it is what it is. They put these things in this house. They didn't execute the warrant properly. They did not have a warrant for Adriana Massey. Case dismissed. That's a kidnapping. So just to give you, like I said, give you a little update. Paul said he went there, briefly talked to. Didn't have time to sit down to the chief of finance. We'll call him the district attorney for now for conversation's sake. But Paul, this new, district attorney, the old one, again, hey, what's up, chief of finance? Didn't know anything, said that if I would move out of this county, that they would give me a sweetheart deal on this menacing the police and harassing the police. Well, I have the right, Lex, under all of that, under the right of discovery and suppression of evidence, as I spoke with Paul Palmer, the attorney, again, when they let me out of jail after keeping me illegally for a week, they did not give me all the discovery, which in that discovery, they gave me the warrant, which does not list, because they didn't give me any body cam footage, which they should have, list of all the body cam, all the docu cam in the cars, everything. I have the right to all that discovery. That's called discovery. They can't suppress evidence. That's under the right of discovery and suppression of evidence for trial. They can't hold back any evidence. I have the right to have all counsel, each defendant's evidence in my case. I get Elijah's evidence. I get Adriana's evidence. They get my evidence so that the other defendants can use that in their case. They can't hold that back. And they did that. They violate that out already. If you see what Adriana was not listed on the warrant, what Lady in Red said, that's correct. They have to call out who and where they're going to search on the warrant. They did not have Adriana Massey, my daughter, listed on the warrant. That is a kidnapping. That under your Miranda rights, if they're going to accost your body, accost you, take your custody and accost your body and arrest your wrist, your body, and put you from where you're at, your property on a property. This is where she's at. They would have to call out the warrant, and they didn't. They said they did. That's a kidnapping. The state of Oregon literally kidnapped my daughter, shot my son with his hands in the air. That's not, I don't know how far into the SWAT raid that is. Shot me in the face, hit me in the head with a grenade, which should have never happened anywhere near my face. That should have never been thrown anywhere near this. There was no way to clearly throw that into this house and get. They should have tried to throw that through the window, but they didn't. They threw it right against the screen, which exploded right in my face. And I shouldn't even be standing here. So it is what it is. There's not too many people I know that can take a grenade to the face and still be talking, speaking, and standing up nearly a year later. Think about this, guys. A SWAT raid on this property, on this ministry. You just keep causing. Okay, whatever you say there, Kyle. Or is that Karen? Is that Kyle or Karen? So, we got a troll. Somebody's trolling us. We got our first troll. So, good stuff. All right. Well, thanks for Father for the trolls. Lady in Red will make sure you get fed. That's why she's here. right? To feed the trolls. So if you want your attention, you're but okay, moving on. Okay, well, you're always the same people. You always say the same thing. You're always the same trolls. Get help, turn yourself in. You always say the same thing. So you're not even very good at this one. You're so trying to type so fast you can't even type properly. So, and I'm normally not the spelling police in here. But anyways, fuck the police. They're pigs. And I'm not just talking about, the ones that are clown cops badges, pigs too. People in government, this whole corporation is a sham. Everything they have subject this American citizen to is not constitutional, repugnant to the Constitution, and people follow this as their own, judge that shall be judged is what the scripture says. So you're going to be judged by a corporation. When Father sent his son and he stood up to what would have been the corporation in that day, which was the halakha and haggadah, was perversion of the law. They taken the Torah and they made two laws, an oral law and a written law. I do not know how much you've done, more than any. And I explained that to Paul yesterday. I said, you realize I've created thousands of hours of discovery where they're going to have to go through. And I try to talk about something and I'll spend more time ministering and talking about the word of God because I'm a pastor first, Paul. I'm a minister. I minister this gospel. And that's what I do. So they're going to have to go through all this thousands of hours. They said that they stream this live stream and they're watching it. It is monitored by law enforcement. I've shown you over and over the discovery that says that it is. They said they were watching the evidence. So they have thousands of hours of discovery to go through and separate which is scripture and which is evidence. That's why I told Paul, when this goes to a federal case, we're talking about years to go through the discovery on this case that the jury's going to have to go through, and they're going to have to figure out and get it separated and pull out what is discovery, because it all under the right of discovery has the right to be brought into trial. They're the ones who said YouTube over and over and over in their evidence. They're the ones who said they were monitoring the YouTube channel. They're the ones who said YouTube. Anonymous caller calls it from YouTube. On YouTube says if called, they are the ones who said YouTube. So YouTube is the discovery. Remember, I've created thousands of hours of discovery. So when this goes to a trial, if it goes to trial, which it won't, which I've explained to Paul. This is going to go to what is called a lawsuit. So this case is a lot bigger than some idiot trolls that come in here and troll the channel. Don't worry about it. We feed the trolls. It's just part of the ministry. This is what we're here to do first. We're here to iron sharpens iron. It comes first in my life. He who loves the Father more than me is not worthy of me. He who loves the Son more than me is not worthy of me. He who loves the daughter more than me is not worthy of me. He who loves his life, he who is not willing to give his life for my Shem's sake is the promise of eternal destruction. And he who is willing to give his life for my Shem's sake is the promise of eternity, the wedding, brothers and sisters. So there's nothing here that Father is not allowing to already happen. I'm just giving you this update to let you know. It makes no sense. Remember, I called to check to make sure Elijah wasn't dead in a cave in some gold mines, and I was threatened by the law enforcement officers in Josephine County. And that's what I said. And they picked up these new charges because I went up there and I told that this Josh Bezel, the one I know, he took the headlamp bezel to that's why I call him Bezel. You don't realize it, but to the Toyota and brought it onto the property, just like he brought my hat back that when he arrested me, that was left inside his patrol vehicle and it was brought back to this house. The dude cannot even keep his hands to he's an idiot. He's a total idiot. Then he comes back and, he on his YouTube, I went and watched his live stream and he said that he was so upset that I said that he had a warrant. His son had a warrant because you guys knew how frustrated I was. I have nothing to hide. Remember I said I was going to, in my brain, I was like, man, I was so frustrated because I knew these cops knew something about Elijah. When he came back with, oh, Elijah's got a warrant. This is the only guy who lives with me. I said, remember, I said, oh, I'm going to fucking punk him. And I knew he'd pull out his gun and try to pull it on me. I beat the piss out of him with his gun. It was a thought in my head. I never said it to this stupid fucking pig. Ever. And I made it clear. It was just a thought in my head. I didn't do anything. That was never said. I called him a tyrant and a pig, but I have the First Amendment right. That's not harassment. It's not menacing, you stupid fucking idiot cops. These cops don't even know how to, the evidence how to do this. I've done this as a career. You know, what a bunch of idiots, meaning they don't have any knowledge of what they're doing. They're unskilled, unlabored, they're lame men and women who have done this. But Father will pour out a measure on all. I have no vengeance towards anybody. I look at a bunch of useful idiots is all they are. Father's using them to try to test me. Or gay, quick to wrath, quick to indignation, quick to judgment. That's right. I have no ill intent towards anybody. When I told those cops, I'll protect you, come here, I'll shoot you in the fucking head, I have the right to tell them that. That's my Fourth Amendment right to be secure in my house, papers, persons, and effects, using my First Amendment right of free speech. Title 18 allows me to justify the force necessary. Fucking idiots. Yeah, there, I'll use my First Amendment right again. Yeah, affirmative defense. I still have the right to justify my actions. The criminal, civil actions are, yes, justified, excused offense. Idiots. I know my constitutional rights. This is what they hate. This is why they want me to get the fuck out of this town. That's the agreement. Okay, we'll make a deal with you. We'll give you a sweetheart deal. Fuck you and your deal, Lake County. Paul, drop the charges on Elijah and myself, and I'll leave. I'm going to Ecuador anyways, you idiots. I already said that. Fucking people don't look at none of this. They just selectively choose. It's, discernment. I guess they'll have their own idiot filter is what it is, or hearing aid. I don't know what it is. Falls on deaf ears and only cuts out. They're stuck on dumb, if you ask me. But that's okay. I have no ill intent towards any man. They're idiots. Useful idiots is what they are. They don't even know the constitutional right of the people. And these people are at a capacity of community service, public service, law enforcement. Idiots is what they are. I know my constitutional rights. That's what they don't like about me. That's what I explained to Paul. Oh, you're one of those constitutionalists. You're motherfucking right, I am. I'm a veteran, you idiots. I took an oath to the Constitution. I have a right to the Father. I'm a soldier of God, and if I die here on the battlefield, I hope God will bless me and reincarnate me as a soldier so I live to fight again. But my wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, the rulers of the darkness of this world, spiritual wickedness in high places. So no darts, no fiery, whatever. They fired what they had at me. Now they came because they can't come out with another warrant. They had another warrant. Thank God I was in town, right? Go to town, flip the police off. They pull over and Mr. Werner, that's not in capital letters, so you know. You have a warrant for your arrest. No, I don't. Shut up, you pig. I already went to court this month. You didn't show, and whatever. You saw it. It's all Marshall. I say about Marshall. Guess what? When I sat there and I told Josh Headlight Bezel, who put the headlight bezel on my property, who brought my hat back. Yep, that Josh Bezel, the one I said. Remember, this is the guy I said, dude, you live in the same community as me, man. None of you guys live in this. You serve it. What's going on with my son's 108 hours? He knew. These motherfuckers knew something about my son all along, because when I called Josephine County, they said, oh yeah, your son is here. We seen him in Josephine County on cameras February 11th. He's been seen multiple times. Now, why in the hell would they SWAT warrant this house to come get Elijah then, kidnap my daughter, take me, put me and my son, my daughter in jail? Now they actively know where my son's at. I told him his exact location because I saw my daughter's car there. My son's car's missing. Why the fuck would my daughter's car be there? She got her case dropped in November. I went there in January and she needed money for an attorney. What the hell? He's Marshall, and then I call, and then I get threatened with breaking a no contact order, which is illegal. They can't do to me. The attorney's like, that's totally wrong. They can't do that to you. Then they don't call for service. My passport's sitting there, Marshall has. That's a felony. 40 pounds of silver almost sitting there, which is a felony. They don't pursue any of that. That's all illegal in this case. So Josephine County is going to have a whole separate issue with them yes, whole separate case. What was done to me. But I tell them Elijah's there. They come SWAT raid this house to get Elijah. Wait a minute. They came here to kill me. There's an open fucking SWAT warrant for Elijah. They're not pursuing that, but they got a warrant on me and they arrest me here, put me in fucking jail, and they know where Elijah's at, and they don't pursue Elijah. This whole thing is a fucking wash, man. Anybody who looked at this would go bananas. It's insane. It's absolutely over the top. It would drive most men out of their fucking mind. That's why I try to tell people on this channel for a long time, I'm not threatening anybody. If they come here, I got to protect my animals, guys. And they came here and took that as a threat. That was when I went in town and I told Josh Bezel, I know you fucking know something. I know you cops know something. I was right. These fucking cops. When I told that to Paul, the attorney's like, damn, Tracy, you're right. They did know. How could both these counties not? This county don't know. And I said, well, that's why when I saw John Mogul come on this property, the investigator, I gave him a hard time because this is the guy who's supposed to know. Not a hard time. I was like, what's going on with Elijah's 180 hours? Why are you not in jail? Oh, you came on my property illegally 18 times. I told you, don't talk to me. I'll go file a harassment charge against you. So they now want me to just leave. Yeah, but they know where he's at and they're not pursuing him now. But they pursued a warrant on me, put me in jail. See, this is an attack on me. And then they attack and target my son to attack me. They arrested Adriana to fuck with me. They have a no contact order, which is bullshit, in place to fuck with me. So it's about me standing up for the right of the people, the Constitution, for right of the county, for the right of the community, people within this community. Like when I got arrested last time, there's like 10 people on my phone that came to me that have been coming to me with, now I let all this go, hoping that they would pursue this case and they would come out and open investigate, that I can turn all this information over to somebody else and these people can go pursue their cases. Because there are so many criminal actions of this public servants out here, supposed police officers that are supposed to be law enforcement, and they're absolute criminals. What they've done to me is criminal. And that's what I explained to Paul. There's no case here. What they've done to me is criminal. Look at what they're doing now. I called them and said, look, I think my son is sitting in this house dead in some cave. Why does this man have all my silver? Why he's done nothing but lie to me. I believe my daughter could be there. I believe both of their well-being is in jeopardy. Please, and that's what Paul said. Do you calling to make sure that his well-being and his safety to do welfare check is not breaking the no contact order, Tracy? What they did to you is illegal. They cannot tell you that you cannot, if and there's an open warrant for his arrest and they didn't go out and pursue him. They can't do that, Tracy. They can't. That's crazy. That's something's not right there. I said, see, I'm telling you. And then you call Paul to get the evidence of this cop threatening me with this thing. And they give you the evidence, Paul. Don't you find that rather ironic? You're an attorney. They won't give you the evidence of this transcript of this phone call. And see, now you know what I've been dealing with for years. So you better get on this district attorney and you let him know that I ain't taking no deal. You know what? I'll leave the county, but whatever. I'm selling my land not to get to leave the county and go to Ecuador. I'm selling my land. You can let him know to get a lawsuit attorney, Paul, to get a lawsuit attorney. I'm selling this land so that I can get another attorney. So I can if I have to give money to my daughter so she can file a lawsuit for kidnapping, whatever. I have my own lawsuits. There's hundreds of millions of dollars of lawsuits in this case, Paul. So that's why I'm selling my land. So that's when he told me. So, that is the latest update after, a little bit of a time not hearing from him. He's busy. He will file that change of venue. There's no way that this is not going to take an agreement for any way, shape, or form. And as I told him on this, that's not by going back on my live stream, Paul, and venting to my live stream is not harassing, and menacing these cops. I have the right to tell them that they're pigs and tyrants when they serve in a public capacity and they're failing to serve in this community. And this man is serving in the same community that I live in, one of the only officers who actually lives in this community. And I asked him about my son's 180 hours, and he says he doesn't know shit. And then he says Elijah has a warrant. And then they come to find out to know that these counties know about Elijah and know where he's at. And this whole time, for how many hundreds of hours of I'm streaming, I think he's dead. I think Marshall did something to him. He has the reason. He has motive. My silver, Elijah's, 10,000 he owes him from the last time he helped Elijah bail him out of jail. He could be holding this. My daughter's car being there. Something's not right. Something's not right. He's lying to me. He's been lying to me. And then they know the whole time about, at the time of my arrest on the playlist, this last arrest, when I'm arrested, I say Marshall. I tell them, I call, and they turn around and they threaten me. So this is a case that is beyond something that's going to be set for any trial and be done within a matter of months now. It would take years. And as I've told Paul, that is a violation of my Sixth Amendment, fair and speedy trial. So the whole case is a wash. This is a lawsuit. So hopefully, again, this will move forward and Paul will go speak with this district attorney. And I said, I'm going to give you a list of all these violations that would get this case dropped to me. He says, I understand that, Tracy, but I want to get this change of venue filed to show them that we're serious. We're not trying this in this county, and we'll go from there. We'll put that list together. So that's kind of an update. I wake up here in the middle of the night and just sitting here supping with Father, and I don't even feel motivated to come on here right now and do these live streams. So I apologize. I've been busy out here every day trying to get this fencing and everything repaired and get as much as I can. Because if I end up having to leave here, I have to be able to secure and lock this place up and whatnot as well. So isn't that ironic? They see the land for sale and they say, well, if you'll leave the county, we'll give you a sweetheart deal. Fuck you, Lake County. Fuck you. I ain't taking no deal. I'll never take a deal. Ever, 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 ever would I take a deal. I'd rather be tried by, a jury of my own peers than take some deal or be given some agreement to some man in some black robe. Kiss my ass. I won't do it. No matter what happens to me. I'm already supped with Father yesterday and said, whatever happens on these charges, I don't care about the charges. It's not about the charges to me that I'm facing. There's a bigger picture here that's going on in this county with the corruption, and this now proves it. Just leave and we'll cut you a deal. All they wanted to do was to get rid of me when they came here that day on May 29th, 2024. Came here to eliminate me. If you don't think so, look at the warrant. Go look at the SWAT warrant. You'll see 45 seconds they hit me in the face with a grenade. No case. No case. So hopefully it won't take as long to hear back from Paul this time. And he's filing a judicial prejudice on this case because it hasn't been processed properly through the judicial process. They have not done this through the beginning, keeping me illegally in jail. The warrant wasn't even legal to begin with. That's why I explained to Paul in quite detail yesterday that, look, as soon as I proved Elijah's 180 hours, every single hour that he worked beyond that is a lawsuit against this county. It would be in the best interest of the county to drop all these charges because and sign the agreement, remember, to no lawsuit. Fuck this me leave the county crap. I mean, but that shows with what their intentions are. If as long as we can shut this veteran up, who will not shut up about the corruption with the methamphetamines that are being trafficked through the law enforcement officers in this community. No shit, it's being done. It's happening, and one of the officers got caught on the job, the one I pointed out, doing and nope, he retired. Nobody wants to talk about it. The cop that was telling you that was hanging out at these houses where this is being delivered on, he just retired out of nowhere. The sergeant out here. So he's the one that showed up on the First Amendment audit on this channel. They took down part 2, but part 1 is still up, I believe. Part 1 or part 2 still up with Josh, headlight bezel, and headlamp bezel, and that's Rorick, Sergeant Rorick, probably one of the most corrupt officers ever to wear the badge, being seen at the 2 places in this town. It's not a huge problem, but it's in every town, and I pointed out, remember the SWAT warrant? Nope, this isn't a drug raid. This isn't a meth lab, because I point out that these fuckers are the ones dealing this shit. The cops to the farmers. Shut up, Tracy. Yeah, the farmers, how do you think they work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week out here? Some farmers work year round. And it's not all of them, but there are some that do, and they get a free pass on everything. So I've been pointing this out, and this is what started this case nearly 10 years ago with me. Because a man like me comes sit on your, Chamber of Commerce and tell him you ain't going to have this town to yourself anymore. The oldest clothing on this rock was found right here. They spoke 13 tongues in this valley. This place was popping the most, cracking off. What? No, we've had people like you come to this town. The farmer's going to run you out of town, Tracy. They're going to shoot you if the cops don't. I've been threatened since the moment I got out here, and I'm still here. So not like, well, just leave and we'll give you a deal. Shows their intent. Fuck you, Lake County. You guys don't. These people have made some serious mistakes in this case, which allows for some massive lawsuits. So the reason I was selling the land was to pursue a attorney civil to file suit against the county and the state of Oregon. And then each individual person, again, there's a list of potentially 40 people on this case. If I choose to pursue the bonds on these people, I will. I don't want to do none of this. I want them to drop all the charges in the case and go to Ecuador, because Ecuador is a constitutional republic. I've already defended this. I have an honorable discharge. Remember, I got plenty of ammunition for missing. I don't fucking miss. Expert marksman. I don't want to pursue any of this shit. I can still defend the right of the people in Ecuador. I was already going to Ecuador. This isn't new news. They're not going to knock me off my fucking rocker. Father's writing all things, so I'm not concerned. Shiloh is my master. He's the one who keeps me meek, not weak. I can speak up. I have the right of affirmative defense. I still have a First Amendment right. I will assert that right. Congress gave me that right. The federal government is there to protect my rights, not make fucking laws. You're idiots. You don't know the right of the Constitution. It's repugnant to the Constitution, not adjudicated through the House, Congress, and Senate. We're not supposed to follow these laws, and you do, and I don't. And if I pay the price, so what? Judge that shall be judged. You go by some corporate law, you're going to be judged as a corporation. Father sent his son to stand against what was the modern day corporation of the time, the perversion of, again, the halakha and the haggadah. So I have no worries about anything that I'm doing in any way, shape, or form. Are they going to stand on, my day of death is already written. They came out here with 30 men with guns, as heavily armed. Again, I spoke with another lady. There's multiple people that were witnessed. Again, just happens to be, one of the people I've been here, as long as you, and I've never seen that big of a SWAT team for anything out here. Anything, a drug bust, no, they brought more men to eliminate this pastor, this teacher, this cursing now, and I didn't curse until a week before the SWAT raid, into, what was it, 17 days or something? They got me wear down, maybe 10 days, and you can find thousands of hours of me not cursing at all. And I told them I won't when they drop these charges. I'll have no reason. So when I go to Ecuador, I don't want to think about it anymore. I need to take a vacation. I've been doing this since I joined the military at 17. I'm in my 50s now. 30 plus years I've been defending the right of this Constitution, the right of the people, the right of this community, even the right of this state. And they bring a SWAT team against me. Hit me in the face with a grenade, throw tear gas canisters, 5 of them into this house of mine, little cabin, my little tabernacle, 10 by 8 by, not even 10, 8 by 40, with a bathroom and a shower room in here. So that's not all, this place was filled with tear gas with 1 tear gas canister. My son shot. Why? My daughter kidnapped. Why? These people need held accountable. Just leave and we'll do you. All they're used to doing is railroading people. So I hope you're not one of these people who just take it deep, and are standing against this perversion of this corporation, America. I hate this fucking country so much, but I have that right. I don't hate the good people of the country. It's like I hate the sin, not the sinner, you idiots. So I hate this country doesn't mean that I don't still try to defend the right of the people here. You think this country is a corporation? I'm supposed to love it? Fuck you. You don't know anything that's written in scripture, and I apologize for my cursing. I know what comes out of a man is what defiles us, not what goes in it. So I apologize. All I can do is apologize. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for anything I've ever done. I can't change it. So I'm not sorry. All I can do is walk in this path now and pursue whatever resistance that I come across. It is what it is. Once again, if life was always a good time, how would you know what a bad time was? It's not Burger King. You can't always have it your way. It's not how life works. A bird cannot achieve lift without resistance. So he'll hopefully put me in a higher place when he's done with this. He will heal all my pain, right all my wrongs. Hados, narrow way. He will equate. All things will equate. There will be nothing that will not be poured out in a measure just as he is the one who pours out that. He gives us all a difference. So he gave me a very large measure by being a prior law enforcement officer, prior veteran. And so that's why I stand up to this corporation. You can't expect me to be a veteran and not defend the constitutional republic. I didn't know that. I was an idiot. I learned that, but I'm still a veteran. I'm a soldier of God before all things, as I said. So nothing's going to take away my First Amendment right unless they actually, just kill me. Take the heartbeat from me. You're going to beat. They already took my Second Amendment, violated my 4th, took that, violated my 14th, took that, my rights from me, not allowing me to even protect my animals out here anymore. So I got to build better animal kennels. If they get in, I got a lion, mountain lion. We have cats over here. I'm right off the wood line. I'm not that far. They come down into the valley floor here, where this was all an underground ocean 500 years ago. This was underwater. So, anyways, this pursuit for Father is a large measure, and because he gave me this bathos knowledge, I have to use what it is that I'm given, or otherwise it's just not going to work. I have to use what I'm given. So I thank Father for the ability, to relentlessly pursue this for the right of the people, the right of the Constitution, the right of the state, the right of the citizens, the right of the local community members that I live in, and the right of the whole fucking world that has to deal with this tyrannical fucking government of America going around policing everybody. I know I'm a veteran. It's sickening. None of these presidents go to war like George Washington. They sit in their ivory towers and said 18 to 30, the best of the best. I was 17 when I joined the United States Army. A child, literally a minor fucking child, What was I to know, huh? Whatever. I was pretty mature. Is what it was. I scored high. I was able to do the job that I was looking to do and didn't let them rail me, made rank before I even joined the military. I was able to receive a promotion before I ever went off into basic training. That's how, much I was able to game the fucking military. I did. I gamed the shit out of the military. I did. For knowledge, used it for the best that I could, not the worst. So, but you can't tell somebody to be a veteran and then just hang up when you end your tour of service. It doesn't end when your DD 214 says honorable discharge. You don't end your tour of service. Echo Tango Sierra end tour of service. That's not my service. Doesn't. Even if I don't like the country, I'm not going to stop serving the right of the people. The country could be fucked up. Doesn't mean that I don't love the people within the country. I don't have to love the country to love the people within the country. I don't have to love the government or the country. Oh, you don't have to love the government to love the country. I hate this government. I hate this country, what we do. We have 1,000 military bases in all 180 countries. Doesn't that make you sick to your stomach? We go out and police everybody else. The founding father, George Washington, said no foreign entanglements. Whatever happened to that? They threw T in the harbor over 2%. Taxes, 2%. Look what they do to these people now. So I'm going to continue to stand no matter what the hell they do to me. I don't give a shit. And the best thing would not be to have them extract my merchant number. I already subrogated the merchant number in this case. They're going to have a very difficult time extorting me for any money. There is no money to be made in this case with me. I'm not some corp. Do I look dead to you? Statute has to be Title 18, original statute, not these revised statutes. Nope. That's criminal code. Criminal codes for a corporation. Do I look like a corp? Once again, statute. I could use stand at attention. I know how to do that. But I'm not a corporation. I'm not part of this corporation. I have the right, even as a veteran, to not be a part of this. Doesn't mean I defend the right. I don't have to be a part of it to still defend it. We all have that right. You do. You have the right as a citizen journalist to audit your public officials in capacity of their duty, and you should be sticking a camera in there every time you have an interaction with a law enforcement officer. You should be filming them. Make them accountable. Use the same thing. If a man goes into a bank to rob the bank and he's got a 357, he goes in there and each teller has a sidearm, and the bank manager's got a sidearm, and the loan officer's got a side. Everybody in the bank's got a gun. How successful you think you're going to be at robbing that bank? Give a man a gun, he'll rob a bank. Give a man a bank, he'll rob the world. But anyways, back to the bank. He's not going to be very successful, are you? A heavily armed public is a very polite public. I don't believe and worry about having the Second Amendment. Personally, I don't need to feel secure, to have that. They already took my Second Amendment from me. I can't own a firearm right now, and I haven't been convicted of any crime. Nope. That's that bad man orange red flag gun law that I worried about, or that I told you about. I did. I made it very clear that they could do this to you. They could take your guns and then prosecute you later under extreme risk. I'm an extreme risk because I told the cops if they come back to this house after they already SWAT warranted this house illegally assaulted me, scarred me for life. I've suffered massive, my animals suffered, that I would protect my property. I have the right of my First Amendment. Fourth Amendment allows me to be secure in my house's papers, persons, and effects. And the 14th Amendment, under my Title 18, under the Fourth Amendment, allows me to use the force necessary. So if I had some Sherman tanks here, I could have blown them out of the fucking water if they were going to kill me or come try to kill me again. So fuck the stupid state fucking police, and fuck Josh Bezel with his stupid fake ass bullshit extreme risk order. And Father knows, and it's illegal. That's why I told Paul, I still have the right of self-defense, affirmative defense. These people are idiots. By telling the cops, if you come here again, because you already came here illegally. I'll protect myself. It's not harassing the fucking cops and go up and telling Josh Bezel that, hey, you know, what's going on with my son? And then I didn't harass him. I asked him what was going on with my son. I came home and vented and said, this cop knows something. I know he's fucking lying to me like he's the one who put that headlight bezel. He's the one who brought the hat back to my house. He's a fucking stalker. And that's why he did it, because he's been stalking people in this community. And when he did that, he felt threatened. So he went after, and he's the one who filed this extreme risk, extreme risk order, and came in here, and they were going to come to my house and take my guns. But I went into town to get some tacos on Tuesday, and when I saw a cop drove by, it was Lance Brown. I flipped him off, as I always do. I always flip off the cops. I do that. That's not harassing the cops. I have the right to do that. I have the right to tell them they're pigs and tyrants in public. That's not harassing the cops. No, it's not. You don't know your right. So I can tell them they're tyrants. And once again, I'm not go round and round on this because I already said it in this live stream. But Josh, they knew where my son was at. I wasn't wrong. So to come home and go, man, that guy knew something and I knew it. And when he went out to his car and came back and said, oh, there's Elijah has a warrant for his arrest. Well, no shit. I'm asking you, what about the 180 hours? It's been nearly a fucking year since you swatted my house. And what have you done? He still did these 180 hours. What are you doing to find out? You know, I didn't just jump in front of, are you a parent? Do you have any kids? You know, this is my son. I did this because he did this hours. You know, should all be in his body cam. So that's not harassing or menacing the police. Fuck the police. I don't know if Bishop Stoner's in here, but he's the one who came up with the term. You never heard a song called Fuck the Fireman, have you? Because they'll run into a building for your gerbil, your poodle, your child, you, without even thinking about it. These cops, all they care about is their officer's safety. You're in the wrong line of work, pig. All you're worried about is your own self. Yeah, they'll dump clips in you. The whole changing of this law enforcement is completely a wreck. Remember, they're not here to serve the community. Stick a camera in their faces. Citizen journalists, First Amendment, you have the right. Congress shall establish no law prohibiting the exercise of free speech of the press and religion. Put the camera in the face of these cops. Hold them accountable. Maybe they'll stop being so fucking corrupt. They're not even enforcing any criminal law in America. All crimes in America are crimes of commerce. Commerce. Not criminal. Not Title 18 original executive, Congress, House, Congress, Senate, legislative, executive, adjudicated. Remember this process? Part of the original. If it's not done through this process, it's repugnant to the Constitution. It's not constitutional. You're not supposed to follow laws. See? That's just, people just love it. They're bootlickers. They love this government. They're pig lickers. Pig lickers. 40% of the population in America works for the government. I don't want to be here anymore. Fuck this country. That's right. 40% of the population in America, the corporation, works as a private contractor. Federal, state, county. Yes, this is a fucking government state, police state. Whoever's not locked in government is locked in fucking prison. Yeah, we have more people locked in prisons in America than all the other countries combined. Like, we have a larger military budget than all the other countries combined. We're 3% of the world's populace, and we use like 40% of the world's resources. Yeah, they're bootlickers and pig lickers because they lick pigs, people in government, not just bootlickers, but pig lickers. Pigs. That's why I have a sign at the front of the property here. It says no pigs on this property. No pigs. No people in government. If you work for the government, fuck off. Get out of this chat. I rebuke you. You are part of this corporation. I rebuke you. You are the reason why there's nobody has a say. So, but it's what happens. People get used to it and they conform to it. People ended up, Time Magazine's Man of the Year. Mr. Adolf, they loved him, reveled after him, kind of like Mr. Chump. Same thing. I'm not saying he is, but, same thing with that. So I'm ready to leave. Hopefully this will be the what is the best way to get self-sustainability from working and living? Well, start with a water filter. 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 You can only go 3 days without water. You can go 3 weeks without food. Start with some long-term food storage as well and a way to protect it. Water filtration is more important than any other preparedness for self-sufficiency. Buy yourself a solar generator. Buy yourself a wind turbine. You can put that in a closet. These are things that you could live in some city. Start growing a herb garden in your windowsill. Grow one. You want to fuck the man and stick it to the man. One pot of tomato plants fucks the system hardcore, and then they taste better. They're not chloridated, fluoridated. If you get open pollinated, non-genetically modified seeds, you can reseed them out and have abundance. Supply chain shortages are created. You become the supply chain. So get yourself water filtration. That's a good question. I'll stop and answer that. So, but you can still live in a city and be self-sufficient within the city. Make a plan to bug in. What if you can't get out of the city? You better get out of the city like yesterday. You're not leaving. Make a plan to bug in. Make a plan to bug in. Everybody thinks they're going to get out of the community. You ain't leaving nowhere. You are not fucking leaving. I'm a traffic crash reconstructionist. I did traffic reconstruction for a living. Traffic as a military police in the Army, we have 9, field missions in the middle. It's to, escort high-ranking dignitaries through ambushes, hostile territory. I know traffic movement, okay? You're not leaving. They have already put in things in place to restrict the flow out of the cities. You're not getting out, so make a plan to bug in. You better be living at your bug out. Right. Please, people forget about this. They've got all these pursuits. They're going to get out of town. No, you're not. You should have a backup plan that if you can't get that, you got to stay. I don't necessarily like this thing, but I saw Jesse had it, and I think it makes sense. I don't like what Alexa Pure, because I don't support Alex Jones, because he's a chump supporter. I don't support that. I don't do anything with the InfoWars anymore. I used to deal with that. Anyways, Alexa Pure has a thing that you can put in your bathtub. You fill it up, and this allows you to pump it out of your bathtub. That gives you about 45 gallons of water. So it's a liner. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant idea. I can't believe somebody didn't already come up with a little pump. It wouldn't take shit to produce another one of these right now for yourself, for somebody to do the same damn thing. That's what Alexa Pure did. Took Berkey filters and made the Alexa Pure do the same damn thing. Yeah, it sucks. I used to pour a ton of time, been on the Alex Jones show multiple times. I don't support Alex anymore. He's a sellout. There's a reason why his wife left him. I don't want any ill intentions for him, but he's still riding the chump train. But if you look, his Alexa Pure makes a filter or a bag. I've just seen it on Jesse, and he's riding the chump train too. I'm about to unsubscribe from BP Earthwatch, the real BP Earthwatch. I unsubscribed to Jesse last time. He started riding that chump train. I've been watching Jesse BP Earthwatch. He's been doing a blogger on this channel on YouTube platform for 12, 13 plus years. One of the original OGs in the game. But he's riding that chump train again. All he's doing is Trump, 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 Trump. I'm about to unsubscribe to his channel. I can't stand his relentless riding the chump train. He's drinking the Kool-Aid again. I put it in his comments on multiple times. I got a couple hits, but people said, yeah, he is, but it is what it is. I'm not, Jesse can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's got his own deal. But anyways, because he reps, Alex Jones, got that thing for the Alexa Pure filter that he's got, that he's built. So I know why he, but sorry, this eye's bothering me. But that is a brilliant way to bug in. that 45 gallons of water could sustain. I think it keeps something for, something like 3 months or something like that too in that liner. So that's a great idea. I've never seen that, and I only saw it on Jesse's channel, so I got to give him some props. But I'm about ready to unsubscribe to the real BP Earthwatch. He is just riding the train, and he's riding the Republicans again. He's doing the political mumbo jargon, and I can't stand it. He's being political, and he wasn't there for a little while. He stepped out of it, but he just jumped right back on the damn train. So, but anyways, I have to give, credit where credit's due. Alexa Pure made a bag that you put on inside of your bathtub. If you have a bathtub, not every place has, but a lot of places, most of them have a bathtub. And you put that in there because a lot of people will just tell you to fill your bathtub up. Great way to do it. It is what it is. But this liner will give it some longevity. And then it has a pump. So you can pump it out of there and use it. So it's a brilliant idea. And I think you should pursue it if you're looking for a small business idea right now. I'm very business oriented. I don't care about money, but that's an idea for something you could do for yourself. You could open your own water filter place right now. You can do a copycat. I'll give you my idea if you want it. I don't care. Get a hold of China. Get 2 steel trash cans. You'll find one that lines on the other and find a lid and order filters. There you go. You got a line of water filtration right now. You're in the game. Gravity water filtration. You want in the game? There's only one company that does the 6.5 gallon, and I have it. It's the Imperial Berkey, I believe it is, that I have. It's the largest one they make. It's the hardest one to get. They're almost always sold out. There you go. What's the matter with you? Check it out. That's a great idea. It's brilliant. Do this, man. Get some liners. Do that, man. I mean, if you don't have a business, sorry, I got something on a piece of hair, but what a brilliant idea. A liner, and that's all it is. It's a liner. And it hooks up a little pump to it. I mean, it is absolutely a brilliant idea for preparedness. A lot of people it's better to have and not need than need not have. So you got a bunch of shit and you don't use it, right? Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. I'd rather have something. I'd rather be 5 years too early than 5 seconds too late. When the water goes off, that's it. You're only going to have what's in that. So you're going to, when the power goes out, no more time to prepare. That's it. You don't have that. Every time that you would, it probably, what did they say? Take you months of preparing, which would take you just hours. Right now, it's going to take you months. Cool. Whatever you can, like I said, I know it's not the best idea to put water in, water bottles, but fuck it, run it through a Berkey filter and dump those water bottles through your Berkey, so you don't need to buy a Berkey filter. You can buy 2 5-gallon buckets. I drink the water before it could ever sit in that plastic long enough. I mean, we already eat credit cards pretty much. They spray us with credit cards. It's in our food. I call it credit cards, but I'm a plastic man. You know me. I'm a young OG. I'm a plastic man. It's just classic. Okay, I'm just kidding. But we eat enough plastics. But I quit drinking. I'm drinking out of steel again. I quit drinking out of the darn plastic. But I'm trying to limit it. So, but anyways, it is what it is. In a survival situation, some plastic is better than fucking dying. Putting a liner inside your tub is a brilliant idea. I think that's a great idea, and I think somebody could copy that right now and put another one on the market. Do it. Fuck it. Undercut Alex Jones with his Alexa Pure product. He undercut Berkey, you know what I'm saying, with his thing. So undercut him. Get a hold of the liner. You can make businesses like this easily with this world we live in today, and have this shit shipped to your house, work right out of your house, become self-employed. I've done businesses like this before. I know, isn't that crazy? We can make hemp bags. We can make hemp bags with hemp. What a bunch of bullshit. We could be making hemp bags right now, guys. and I'm not a big pusher of it. It sells itself. You know, it's mold free, whatever. I don't need to push it, but what's going on here? We got a message. Oh, cool. But bugging in is something that you probably have never thought about. A lot of people think they're going to go to their bug out. You're not going to your bug out. And I personally, when I think of bugging out, I live out in the middle of nowhere in the country. I don't have a neighbor. You know, Kevin's just part of this property, so I don't consider him a neighbor. He's part of the property, so I don't have a neighbor. We don't have a neighbor out here. You know, I could scream for help. Nobody's going to come get me and save me. I'm still not far enough away. Another thing that I want you to pursue for you city people, if you can, and it doesn't seem, you know, well, if you can't, then you should bug in. But your vehicle, you should have a bug out vehicle ready to go or a go bag ready to go. Because you would probably be able to get out of town on foot. Oh, let me tell you this too, for preparedness. This is another brilliant one. You're probably not going to hear this in very many places. So remember, when things go bananas, and they already are pretty much bananas. I mean, I don't know what people are waiting for. This would be the window to kind of exit the building quietly. You know, where's Waldo? You know, Dave's not here. You know, he exited the building. I can see your front door from my roof without a scope. Nice. Okay, cool. So remember, when things truly, when the lights go out, let's call it a lights out, or Canadian Prepper calls it the day X, as he calls it. It's a good way to put it. Day X, right? A day X happens. The longest route out of town will be the shortest. Listen to me. Remember this when I tell you. If you don't remember anything, if you don't take anything from me, and you plan on getting the flock out of Dodge, the longest route will be the shortest route, and the shortest route will be the longest. Come on, guys. We're talking preparedness. That's worth a Cash App preparedness right there. If anybody had abundance, right? Bam! That would be some more tattoo money for tip money. So anyways, this one's healing up pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. Thank you, Father. We're going to go try to get the rest of that bottom side done. That's going to feel good on the bottom of the palm there. But this one's healing up nicely. Beautiful work. Thank you, Garrett at Monolith Tattoo in Bend, Oregon. And then I'm going to need to get some more. I want more dark on this here. I want the dark to come up higher on here, because it looks a lot different when this is almost all dark and you only see the edge of this. I don't like all this red. And I asked him to, and he said he would do it on the back of it when I get a touch up too. So I'm going to go back and there's a line that he didn't put in here. And so I like this, and I'm going to turn this, actually, because I don't like this bottom here, into a chain with a key. So there's a link in the description if you want to tattoo tip somebody. This one's healing. That's why we got some skin here. I just got this one's about 5-6 days old. So I heal pretty good. As you can see, I'm pretty good at healing. I have a lot of tattoos, so I know how to heal my tattoos properly. So I got a lot of ink. But that one's doing good. One crown upside down. The 2 crowns. So this one's a little tilted, and that's okay, because I see when it's on my wrist, it's the right way when it's held up this way. This one's not as large, so, but it goes correct up my wrist, and that's okay. Should turn this one upside down, huh? One the right way, one the wrong way. All right. So the 2 crowns, there's 2 kings, brothers and sisters. Remember, he said right? I come quickly, Revelation 3:11. Let no one take your crown. Okay? Let no one take And that's the inheritance of the bride, brothers and sisters. That's the most valuable thing to me. So there's no money that can buy that. That is something that takes a whole lifetime to earn. It's a savings account. Sozo, you must endure to the end to be saved, brothers and sisters. Isn't that a beautiful message that he gives us? Salvation. So that's what Revelation tells us, you know. Remember, he says in the Lord's Prayer, thy kingdom come, thy kingdom come, thy kingdom come, thy kingdom come. This one has the key to the pit. So that's what I'll do on this one here. I'm going to take and turn this into a chain, and then I'm going to get the name ABYSS. ABYSS. I'm actually going to do it backwards like this. ABYSS with the key to the pit. So thank you, Father, for the ability to get good tattoo work. So I really was hoping that the artist would blow the rest of that and shade that back into this here, because this actually should be darker all the way up into here. All this should be dark. None of this should be red. All this should be dark. But that's okay. He will. I'll go back. He'll take care of it. He's a good artist. He did really nice work too. Got beautiful line work. Really happy with the work done. It's still healing. Some of this color is starting to come through. You can see it's still got some scabs on it, but it'll heal up. So, all right. Well, anyways, so I wanted to give you guys an update. I probably won't stay on here. You know, it's 2 or 3 in the morning or something where I'm at. AM. We had some weather coming in off the Pacific. I don't know if you guys seen that. No, on top. Yeah, it'll be somewhere in here. You know, the key. We'll make this a chain. This is the tattoo. This is the bottom ring of the, you know, of the rim of this crown. But I don't. It doesn't need to be like that. Actually, if I turn this black, I'm an artist, you know, and then bring this into a chain with a key, like right here, sitting right here, like a skeleton key, a black key with a gold chain. So this represents the chain, because the chain and the key has a chain on it. The key that the angel has, Christ gives the angel the key to the pit, to the abyss. It has a chain on it. So that's that blockchain. That's what they've been trying to explain to you. Hawaii has HI. Yeah, HI. So, anyways, I don't want to just bore you to death. I just wanted to give you guys an update on what was going on here with what this attorney said. You know, if I'll leave the state or I'll leave the county, they'll do a deal with me. So it proves to me that once again, all they're trying to do is eliminate my First Amendment right and shut me up at any cost. It just shows it. Again, I think you'd have to be a pretty thick-skulled person not to see that. If you've been following this case now for nearly a year with the SWAT raid of the house, to come in here and not look at any of the evidence, to just come in and hit me in the face with the grenade and then throw 5 tear gas canisters, shoot my son, kidnap my daughter. They were coming here to eliminate me. And they weren't successful at doing it. And now they've been trying to, you know, it's like the attorney said, you know, well, they'll make you a sweetheart deal on the new charges. Obviously, they're willing to let all the old charges go, but they think they can now probably continue to pursue Elijah because I picked up new charges of harassing and menacing. Menacing is like a 3-year prison sentence. If they convict me of menacing the police, I'm going to sit in prison for 3 years. That's a 3-year sentence minimum. So fuck the police. Fucking tyrants, man. I'm tired of these cops going around. These are the people who are supposed to be, public servants in law enforcement. How come they don't know about our constitutional republic being taken from us? So it's okay. I'm facing 6 felonies: interfering with a peace officer, 2 felony counts, 2 felony counts of hindering prosecution, harassing the police, and menacing. A lot of cop charges, huh? Or we're supposed to stand against the halakha, the Haggadah. That's what Christ did. You're not Christ-like if you're not standing against their perverted law. Yeah, he said, conform to my image. I also did foreknow. I did predestine to conform to my image, to the image of Christ, is what it says, right? Matthew, who shall ever come after me, let them deny themselves daily, take up your cross daily, and follow after me. Are you doing what Christ did? He stood up to the law. Yeah, I didn't attack anybody. So they hit me in the face with a grenade. Go look at the live stream. If you haven't seen the live stream, what's the matter with you? It'll hurt you. It's hard to watch. There's no violence. Never said did I ever said I was going to be violent, and they just came and attacked me. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That's assault. That's attempted murder. That's excessive force at very minimum. I know the use of force regulation. I used to be special weapons and tactics trained, special reaction team trained. I did all this training. I was certified, trained. Metro, LAPD. I got all my certification in Hawaii. That's where they do all their cert through CLEAT they send you to Hawaii to get your certification, do all your underground entry and above your entry training and certification for special weapons and tactics training. I've done this. I was a shield man. I was the first motherfucker you're going to see when I come blasting through that door, direct to threat. I know how this works. Threat, but I wasn't threatening anybody. So, there was no threat. So that's a term used in special weapons and tactics training. Directed threat is another. But anyways, in this case, SAS, brother, sister, slow and smooth, steady wins the race. Yeah. Thank you. Exactly. Thank you, Rick. There's so many violations. There's so many violations that they didn't execute the warrant properly. They kidnapped my daughter. They went straight to assaulting me without having any kind of threat towards them. I was not reaching for any weapons, and they were live streaming, guys. You got to understand, the state of Oregon was live streaming. They had it. They said that they were live streaming. They said that it was monitored. As soon as my channel comes up, it's monitored by the police, law enforcement. I showed you in Discovery. It says that in their evidence that this channel is a monitored channel by law enforcement. That's why it's shadow banned. Why do you think that channel hasn't moved in years? This channel gained 18,000 subscribers nearly in 3 months. In nearly 3 years, it hasn't gone anywhere because it's shadow banned. And that's fine. I don't care to have a large number of people in here. It's actually much easier. I'm glad it's not a large channel. I don't have to deal with more trolls. Seriously, thank you, Father. That's what I ask. Father, please trim off the fat. Trim off these people who don't need to be here. I mean, you created all things, so I'm not asking you to change what you already created, but get these eyes out of here that are just wasting, people's eyes in the chat. I don't want it. It's not for me. I don't care. I don't have to address anybody. I could turn the comments off on this channel. I'm not going to do that, though. This channel was made so that we can come in here and sup with other brothers in the narrow way. So I'm thankful for what it is. But when you do the pursuit, the relentless pursuit as I do through this platform, you're going to get shadow banned. This is not the first. I have 6+ channels that are probably still up, if I'm not mistaken, today, that are still up and going. So they were in here streaming this live stream, guys. They were here watching this. And as soon as I came on, they knew I was not reaching for any weapons. That's what the attorney is like, dude, this is crazy. They are watching you. They have drones over your house. I looked through the discovery and they have complete eyes on you the whole time. So there's no way that they can say that you weren't reaching for a gun. You were only asking if your son was okay. You didn't have a gun in your hands. You were reaching. You didn't even address them. You didn't say anything. You just asked if Elijah was okay, and you have the right to ask if your son was okay. You were just woken up. I only been sleeping for 15 minutes at the most. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. They knew exactly where they had my phone ping. They knew when my phone went to the back of the cabin, that's where I slept. So they knew when to make entry into this place. They had complete eyes on. So when they came in here and hit me in the face with a grenade, they had to see that. They had to see that. And they had to know that I wasn't threatening them. So that's excessive force. Under the use of force regulation, like a beat cop, he can't just shoot you. He's supposed to use, it used to be put the gun down, bam, bam, and I'm used to twice, but, maybe shoot you in the knee first, not just shoot you in the head and fill you full of lead and dump you full of clip. There was a use of, what if he, people have forgotten, I have had probably way more certification, than most of these law enforcement officers today in such as things as how to identify, mental illness and handle people with mental disabilities and mental illness. They don't identify anybody. Fuck, he didn't listen to me. He wasn't following my lawful order, and they shot him full of fucking lead. What if his caretaker gave him the wrong prescription? Oops, I gave him the wrong dose. He left one pill out. He forgot to give him. And this guy or woman is off her fucking rocker, and they don't ever act like that. They'll die under this fucking corporation if they don't listen to these jackboot thugs. I hate these fucking cops that act like this. More afraid for their own fucking officer safety than serving the public like a firefighter that would run into a building to save your hamster. I mean, this is ridiculous. These cops are fucking tyrants. And they proved that during the COVID too, brothers, sisters. I have hold nothing back. They stood during down the COVID. These people did not jack diddly squat. You could do just about whatever the fuck you wanted during the COVID. Then they released the dogs as soon as it was over. It's stupid. Just absolute. It's criminal what these cops do out there. When I was in law enforcement, the definition of a gang was a heavily armed group of thugs going around harassing and extorting the general public, all wearing the same color. Thin blue line much? Fuck you, cops. You're tyrants. So, see what I'm saying, guys? Imagine that. What if somebody has a hearing disability? They can't hear out of this ear. And some cops coming from this side. Hey, motherfucker, what are you doing? You don't hear them. Bam, tackle, bam. Oh, what? Resisting arrest. Disorderly conduct. 98.5% of cases take a deal. Plea bargain, brothers, sisters. Attacked a man or a woman with you got a fucking earbud in your ear. Don't go into public with earphones or iBud or whatever the hell they call those things. Please don't. You need to be hearing and alert. Stay alert, stay alive. That's coming from a veteran. Seriously, United States Army veteran. Stay alert, stay alive. You're not good. If you don't hear these things coming around, you need a 360 perimeter around your body. Think about what I just said to you. See what I'm saying? Every day people in this country get shot or they get into a situation like this and they get railroaded, man. They don't fucking care, brothers, sisters. They don't care. They'll put you in jail if you're mentally disabled. They don't even identify this shit anymore. And they want to label everybody with a mental disability now. Yes, they sure the fuck do. They got everybody on Adderall, medicine cabinet, meth. Mexican Americans, what half these fucking Americans are. Seriously. And whatever. It's not what goes in a man that defiles him. It's my dirty, filthy, disgusting mouth or what comes out of us. But whatever. Get over it. Apologize. I'm not sorry. They stripped me of, violated my Sixth Amendment, violated my Miranda rights, violated my 14th Amendment, Fourth Amendment, took my Second Amendment right. All I have left is my First Amendment in this country. So I'm ready to go. I'm hoping again Paul will go. And so they have made a deal or wanted to make a deal with me if I'll take a sweetheart deal on these new harassing the police and menacing the police, that I have to leave the county, though. I can't stay here. I just got the ministry paid off. I just got all this paid off. But they saw that I was selling the land and said, well, if he'll leave the county, we'll make a deal with him. Proving you that all they ever came here to do was eliminate me. If that doesn't show it, nothing does. You'd have to, like I said, you have to be a complete idiot not to see that. What a stupid fucking move that was. Sit there and tell me, well, we'll give you a sweetheart deal if you'll leave the county. So don't you find that rather ironic? They come out here with a SWAT warrant, never ask anything about why I have Elijah here. They come here because they knew who the fuck I was. They didn't want me to bring Elijah out here. That pissed them off. They did that just to fuck with me. And my daughter got caught up in the middle of it. I'm very glad that Adriana got her charges dropped. That too shows that this county is totally liable for kidnapping my daughter that day. Should have never been arrested. They never planned on arresting Adriana. No, they didn't. I know that for certain now. I won't be wrong about it. I've been right about almost every single thing in this case. They came here to shoot me, eliminate me if my son spoke up. Why did they shoot him? You can't tell me they wouldn't have shot him. They did. They fucking shot him. He's alive, but they still shot him. At him, where it hit him, I don't know. I can't believe what Marshall told me, so I don't believe he got hit in the chest. That's what Marshall said to me. He's a liar. So I don't believe anything Marshall said. Did it go over his head? Did it hit him in the legs? Marshall said he saw his body and it hit him in his chest. So they must have been some kind of rubber bullet. That don't make any sense. It's really weird too. I don't believe there were rubber bullets. I believe they missed him. I don't know how the fuck they missed him. They shot him with what, like 7 to 8 bullets when he had his hands in the air. His hands were over his head in the air. You have me telling them, making very clear he's coming out. He's not resisting. He's going peacefully, guys. And then and they shot him, and then I got to play stupid. Thanks for not hurting my son, guys, the whole time, because I don't know if he's just laying there. He doesn't get up. They make no more commands to Elijah. If you listen to that, that was insane. You got to imagine what's running through my brain at the time. As a veteran, I'm trying to game the whole system. How the fuck? They just shot him. He didn't make any noise. He's got to be laying there in a pool of blood. My daughter's sitting there. And so the whole time I'm trying to convince them to do this without shooting. They already shot me 5 times with tear gas, hit me in the face with a grenade. Why wouldn't I play stupid with them? Whatever, I'm a veteran. In the spur of the moment, I'm going to act as a veteran does. I can't help it. I think that's how I was able to get hit in the face with a grenade and not fall to the ground. When I should have been taken to the hospital, got taken to the county jail. Just like I have never gone to the hospital. I should have been checked for concussion. I know that I had a concussion. I was getting sick for fucking weeks after that. Face leaking blood on camera. Literally blood coming out my sinuses in my, out of my throat and out of my eye. On a live stream, my eye started just literally bleed on the live stream. I had so much blood in my upper head, so much pressure. And I told you, now it's gone. Gone. Now it's just a washing, wet feeling like I've drowned. Yeah. I don't know what it was. Honestly, Rick, I sat there, lady in red's like, your eye's bleeding, Tracy. And it just starts, it's coming out my face. You know, I still have respiratory problems. I don't think my lungs are ever going to be the same. I breathe tear gas. You're not supposed to breathe tear gas for months on end. And I did. I had to clean it up. And months later, I'd found more. You know, it just never able to get it all out of here. You know, again, I thought I'd had it clean after 2 weeks of cleaning it every fucking day, dusting and gassing myself. I had somebody come here to the door. I'm like, hey, come on in, man. I got it all cleaned out. They're like, dude, I can taste it, dude. I can't come in there, dude. It's hurting my eyes. I'm like, no, it's all out of here. They're like, I can't go in there, man. You're in there every day, and I can't walk into the door, and I'm in here every day in it, you know, trying to get it out of here. So poor animals got gassed. You know, fuck these police. They had no regard for my animals either. So I have nothing to be ashamed of to say that, you know, fuck you, come here again and you assault me like you did the first time. I'll fucking kill you. Stay the fuck off my property. Tired of you fucking tyrants coming here, you know, just running your will roughshod at anybody and do whatever the fuck you want. So apologize for the cursing again. You know, it's been almost a year, guys, and still nothing's been done, you know, in a matter that I'm, you know, pleased with. But at this time, at least Paul, it should take a professional cleaning company to come in, and they know when they fire one of these tear gas canisters in here and it fires off, which could have burnt this building down too. There's an incendiary device that caused this to expel its tear gas out of the back of this canister. Okay. They removed most of them. There's somebody else I think Marshall has these. This motherfucker, I know somebody told me, I know Marshall has them. He's a liar. Marshall has the other one of these because somebody said that he picked them up. Okay, and he's lying to me, and I noticed, but I found this one behind the couch. Okay, this could have went behind the couch and caught the wall on fire, burned this whole fucking building down. But this tear gas canister here, again, is if you fire one of these into a building, you need to have a professional cleaning company come in and clean it out. You know, with the cleaner, it fills the whole room. 5 of these things in an 8x40 building with a bathroom and a shower room, separate rooms that are, you know, blocking from getting, you know, I mean, through the cracks in the doors and stuff. But 5 of these, and they hit the sides of the window. They hit the shutters. They shot more than 5 of these. They shot probably 10 of these things at the house. So it takes a professional cleaning company to come in and clean this out. And it took me, and I don't have a professional cleaning company. I can't afford, fucking Marshall stole my silver. I couldn't afford anybody to come in here. I had to do it myself. My animals every day, I had to breathe that shit on for a week. I wake up in the morning and my hands were like this. I mean, they were literally like this. It literally took me 15 minutes to get my hands uncramped and to get my body because I'm just in there breathing tear gas for fucking 2 months straight. I don't even see how I'm here. I don't even see how I could walk around now. Like I said, I'm thankful that I have cannabis and have the use of cannabis, because cannabis is the only thing, like I said, that, you know, like I said, I went to jail. I had some coughing fits in there. I didn't really, you know, I just did what I could do. It helped, you know, it is what it is. Those guys, people don't like when you cough in jail either, you know, when somebody's sick, but it is what it is. They come and go. It's not something, like I said, it just, you know, I one time had one on the live stream and, you know, I had to use a little cannabis. It went away. So I'm thankful that, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's a ton of levels to this. You know what I'm saying? It's so 5 tear gas canisters is excessive force. 1 tear gas canister, they were trying to get me to come out of this cabin with a sidearm with a weapon, and that's not what happened. This is illegal. 5 of these tear gas canisters I had to breathe, and my animals did too. And I'm just so disappointed that, you know, it's just taking so long. It's been a year since I still don't even have the windows replaced. I burned so much firewood. I burned like 9 cords of firewood this year. 8+ cords of firewood. And it wasn't even that cold of a winter. It just, when your windows are shot out of your house, they don't keep temperature. I just have tape in the windows till now. I've been able to find replacement windows. I haven't been able to find replacement windows, to be honest with you, for the ones that are a tan or mocha or whatever, and the smaller window for that window over there. So they're both about the same size. I brought them, from with me when I moved over here. I had them for many years, and then I decided to install them inside this cabin. I knew I had 2 sets. I had a set of white ones and a set of, like mocha or brown or tan or sand, because it's a cabin. I don't want to put white ones back in it. It just wouldn't look right. I don't want to be trying to paint the seals or something in the windows. Can't paint the insides of the little panes or whatever, but it is what it is. I don't care, about. It's in the vehicle. I put that in the vehicle now. I put that in my vehicle, the life straw. So now I show that, because this for the money is a whole lot better. I just never used it. So, but this Sawyer Mini has nothing but excellent use. So, all right, let's see. I better not burn up all my battery. What do we got here? All right, guys, I better wrap it up there. Yep. Fire's going. Battery's almost out. I got to charge the battery in the morning because I'm out of power here. I used it all to charge to make a fence. Maybe I'll do some live streaming today and show you the fence that I worked on. I've been doing the fence in the kennel for the chicken corral, and it turned out really nice. And it's a 6-foot fence with those large half round or quarter round log siding. So it looks really nice. Some of them are rather large, and I did kind of a tiered fencing on it, but it turned out good. So I have about another day and I'll be able to move on to another project out here. I want to make sure those birds are taken care of. We got one bird in there laying eggs, but I want to let them out to get in the sunshine so they'll all start laying. So I appreciate you guys listening. I wanted to give you an update. They said if I'll move out of the county, they'll give me a sweetheart deal. That shows you all they wanted to do was get rid of me, guys. 5 tear gas canisters could have killed me, guys. They could have hit me in the face with that grenade, and it could have killed me. I don't even know how I can still be here to articulate conversation with you guys, and I'm so thankful for that. There's not a day that goes by that I don't remember that I shouldn't even be here and being able to have a conversation in speech. My hearing should affect my speech. My eyes should definitely, I don't know how it hasn't turned inside out and just completely gone, but it's still there, and I can still see, and I can still speak, and I'm thankful and blessed for that. And I'm blessed to have you guys to have the ear to hear so that I can keep, sharing this light. So why would I hold it back? If I still have the ability, why would I go away? So I appreciate you guys. When I'm busy here day, here doing things around here, I've got things I've got to take care of. There's so many things I'd love to just sit here and do it full time, but there's no real monetization off this channel anymore. So I don't make any monetary gain. I don't want to gain monetary. So I gain from having you here. Time. Your time is more valuable. And remember, time, like in an hourglass, those last 1,000 grains start running a lot quicker. That's about the time we're in now, if you ask me. So I better go so I don't run my battery down. It does go a little quicker, like a tank of gas always runs better on the top side. So keep your gas tanks full, guys, too. That's another good prep plan. Keep your tanks always run better on the top side if you can, if you have the ability, if you have the funds. Okay, hit the thumbs up before I get out of here, if you could. Please make sure you stay subscribed. I don't do the notification button on this channel is ruined. It just doesn't work properly. It hasn't for many months, years now, it seems like. But if you'd like to leave a monetary tithe to this ministry, there is a link in the Cash App description. We really haven't gotten much tithes, but that's okay. I don't need any. Your Father is going to provide everything I need. I don't need your tithe of money. I need your tithe of time. That's way more valuable, because once again, you can't make time and you can't print time. That's more valuable than any money. You could make more money. Don't worry about that. If there's abundance, you'll do it. I won't need to ask you. You'll just do it automatically. So thanks for your support of the ministry by just being in here and conversating with me in the chat, making this last year one of the most extremely difficult times in my life, to soften the blow and make it that much easier for me to have somebody to speak with. I can't imagine what it would be like with all the thousands of hours I have to talk to the walls and talk to the dogs. It gets a little lonely. So much blessings. You guys are abundance of a blessing to me. You're a bounty, and I thank Father for this ministry. And it doesn't need to gain in any monetary way to be an abundant and to be a treasure that I will always carry with me, no matter what. I don't remember anything in my past, but I am an eternal being, and I can carry things from the past and I will carry all of you guys into my future when you're there with me at the wedding. So blessings. I'll see you again the next time I have some chance to fire up some motivation to get back on here. And wanted to give you an update for some of you guys that were kids, because it's been a little while. But they said if I get out of town, if I leave the county, that they'll give me a sweetheart deal. So, hey, I appreciate you guys. Anybody who supports the ministry, it's a blessing. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to tie to this ministry. You're not any less to me. Okay, I want you to know that. I'm blessed just to have your presence, your comments, your support. Even if you're one of those people that's just sitting here right now and you don't say anything, it's okay. It's okay. Much blessings. I love you, brothers and sisters. I'll get back in here. Don't worry about it. Hard to come by this day and age. So, well, I'm trying, Mr. Mayhem. I'm trying to get out of the county, and I'm trying to go to Ecuador. I only want to farm. I just want to farm and be with my animals and eat good food. Eat fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, and we'll live stream all of it. We'll live stream it, guys. Won't that be a blessing to see me growing fruit and vegetables and be with my animals and not be worried about any of this anymore? If Father's will be done, that's what I ask for. I don't want anything other than that. If you have any prayers for me, I couldn't thank you enough, for praying for Father's will, and don't pray for anything else for me, please. This is a difficult time, but if he wants it to be more difficult, so be it. To go to prison, don't pray for me not to go to prison. I want to go to prison if Father wants me to go to prison. I don't want to be out of prison if that's where Father wants me to be. I want to be exactly where he wants me to be. So much blessings, much blessings, guys. You are the treasure of this. You're the salt of this earth, brothers and sisters. You truly are, and I thank you for that, being a part of the ministry. I better go save my battery. I know. I appreciate it. I'm starting to break up. I see that now. So I love you guys. Thank you for your blessings. Thank you for your support of your ministry. Always agape. Always walk and follow in the commandments of the Father. He's your master. You can't serve two. Okay, Mammon and God. I'll see you again on the next Predestined for Light, formerly now High Desert Faith and Truth Ministries. Thank you for your tithe of time and any ability you have for the Cash App's blessings. So hard to come by. They're printing $1 trillion every 100 days. So it's not getting any easier. I mean, that's more than a tank of gas in some states right now. So much blessings. That's more than a silver quarter. That is. A silver quarter is like $6 right now, guys. 64. Go look through your change. See if you can find some silver. We'll talk about some monetary stuff when we come in next time. I can't thank you enough for your blessings. Middle of the first part of the day. I'll see you again soon. Pastor Revelation, Pastor Apocalypse. Whoa.